Hey everybody, David Essel here, author, minister, and so much more. So glad that you're with us. And I want to talk about something today that I have so much passion about, and that's probably because, of course, something happened in the news that was very difficult to hear about, but it's also because it's the time for you and I to become advocates and become activists in life and to make a difference in this world. What we're going to talk about today is the use of dolphins and whales in captivity. Now, if you think about it, should these massive animals be kept in tanks at SeaWorld and amusement parks for our benefit, for us to be able to observe? You know, over the years, and I'm going to share some background story because I haven't always felt this way, but over the years, I've really struggled with this. I've struggled with it immensely. The recent death of the trainer in Orlando and SeaWorld there with the killer whale that she was a trainer that I think for 15 or 17 years, and I don't know the exact end result of the autopsy. I don't think it's out yet, but that kind of shook me in a very deep level. Of course, I did a whole YouTube here on The Cove, the documentary on the dolphin slaughter, The Cove, which I highly recommend that you watch. And there's just been a lot coming to me. You know, if I think of 20 years ago, my first dolphin experience was that in the Keys in Florida, where I swam with dolphins, and they had them in this pen, and I went in, and it was an amazing experience. I mean, absolutely stunning. I felt like I was with God. I really, really, truly did. It was amazing. A number of years later, I was in Mexico, and I ended up going to this place to swim with dolphins as well, but it was a little different. At SeaWorld, they had trainers, and they would whistle and hand signs and all this kind of stuff, and the dolphin would come, you'd grab onto its dorsal fin and be pulled around, or you'd lay on your back, and they'd put their nose up to your feet and push you. Well, in Mexico, it was different. It was an open pen right on the Gulf of Mexico, where that all the water was water from the Gulf. It was just the Gulf of Mexico, and they put this huge pen in there, and the only thing that the trainers did was make sure that the dolphins were behaving themselves. But there was no tricks. The dolphins swam in the pen, and if they wanted to play with you, they'd come up to you, and if they didn't, you could be in there an hour, pay your $100, and you'd never even touch a dolphin. So that was kind of like, I guess, a graduation for me to go in there and to see that that's nice. The dolphins had their own choice. And then the third option that I was supposed to go on in Mexico, but the weather was too bad, was to go out and free dive with the dolphin. In other words, there were pods of dolphins. They would drive you out. You would jump overboard and swim with them. And kind of the same thing as when this open pen. If the dolphins wanted to play with you, they would. And if they didn't, they left you alone. And that was the last time I went. And since then, I've had many chances to go and swim with dolphins, and I've said no. And I want you to think about this. Is it truly the right move to have whales and dolphins in captivity? Now think, over the course of a day, in the wild, they're able to swim for miles and miles and miles. And now we have them in a small circular tub. Can you imagine what that would be like in your life? It would be like putting you in your bathroom and saying, I'll bring you food when you're hungry. I'll bring your food. I'll open the door. I'll hand it to you, but you're not going to get out of your bathroom. I'm serious. That's what this would be like to me. You're going to live in your bathroom for the rest of your life. You're used to walking around your house. You're used to getting in your car and driving. You're used to going to the gym, going to movies and everything else. If you want a movie, I'll bring a little DVD in to your bathroom. Okay? Isn't it insane what we're doing? Isn't it crazy what we're doing if you really come and think about it? The entertainment value. Now, I also for years bought into the thought that, but they're educating us. We're seeing how brilliant they are, how smart they are. I don't think that anymore. I really don't. I really think that we need to think twice about what we're doing, and we need to get on the bandwagon with Rick O'Barry and all the other organizations that are trying to free these dolphins and whales from captivity. And maybe the death of the trainer will not go in vain. Maybe the death of the trainer will be a move for all of us to wake up and see what we're doing. Yesterday I live by Sanibel Island, and I go out there every weekend, and I walk the beach, and I sat on a Sunday morning, yesterday morning, had my little service with God, and all of a sudden this pod of dolphins came by, and they started feeding. And what that means is that they're chasing game fish around. You know, they're chasing, so they'll go like full speed, and then all of a sudden you'll see them pop up. Sometimes with a fish in their mouth, sometimes after they've eaten it. And it's an amazing experience. And then they would race towards shore. I mean, these, I don't know, 200-300-pound animals, right? They're racing towards shore. And right before they get to the shoreline, and we're talking about maybe 6 inches of water, half of their body is exposed, they turn and stop on a dime. And there were all kinds of people watching this amazing play, this game that these dolphins were having, and then they'd come up and they'd go down really slow, and then they'd take off again at 1,000 miles an hour. It was incredible. And we think about that beauty of them being free, and then what can they do in a circular tank that could even mimic being out in the wild? Have we lost our minds? For entertainment, to make money? I want you to think about it, and I want you to get involved. I would like for you to go online and Google freeing dolphins from captivity. Look at all of the associations. I'm not even going to name them right now because there's so many. I want you to go to the one that you're drawn to, that energetically you go, I want to work with Rick O'Berry. And he's the guy that did the Flipper show on TV years ago. You know, I want to work with this organization. I want to send a letter, an email of support. I want to write my congressman. There's all kinds of things that we can do. But you have to choose to make a stand today. I know I am. By doing these videos and doing anything that I can now to get the word out, this is not right. Freeing these dolphins and these whales, the killer whales from captivity, I think is the smartest move in the world. Shut these things down. I hope that you'll feel the same and join me. Email me your thoughts. TalkDavid.com. Sign up for these YouTube videos. Get involved. Don't be a pacifist anymore. Don't sit back and say someone else is going to take a part of this and they're going to take care of this. Someone else will do that work. You have to do the work. I have to do the work. Get the message out of how we feel about this. This is not correct, ladies and gentlemen. This is not correct. TalkDavid.com. Sign up for these YouTube videos. But they're all about making this world a better place, and I hope you feel the same. I'm David Essel. Have an awesome day. We'll look forward to talking to you soon.